It used to be, well, let's see how we measure up against a good football team. Now we've won, and we got a target on our back. You know, everybody wants to see how they measure up against us, or they want to knock us off. It brings our kids, they love to compete, and it just brings more intensity, our practices, everything. It just goes hand in hand with wanting to get our program on up even to the next level by the competition. I'm Kevin Smith. I'm the head football coach here at Perry High School in Perry, Georgia. We are part of Region 2, 4A. I started my coaching career off in Griffin, Georgia, under the legendary coach Lloyd Bohannon. Hired me right out of college, along with one of my high school coaches, Coach Rob Ridings, got me on. Worked there a couple years. He retired. Coach Nix at Northside High School hired me, second year, third year coach. You know, we built the program at Northside. We won a lot of games, won some state championships, moved up to defensive coordinator. Knowing I want to be a head coach, opportunity came open at Houston County High School. Coach Von Lassiter hired me, and happened to be when Jake Fromm was there, and continued to work on being a head coach. And then 3 years later, I'm a head coach at Perry High School. I'm going into my 7th season. People ask me all the time, well, Coach, why did you wait so long to be a head coach? I said, well, I trained 24 years to be a head coach. And then when I got in, I didn't know if I was really ready then, you know. But it's been a blessing. At that time, I'd been in the county probably 20 years, so I knew that Perry always had good athletes, and I knew they had pretty good coaching at times. And but we all couldn't figure out why they couldn't win. And so when it was my time to be a head coach in this job, one, I knew if I could get this job, there wasn't no pressure because they weren't used to winning anyway. So I said, this would be a good challenge for me to go in. And so, you know, we knew they had good players. I said, well, here I am, you know, a young head coach, gonna put together a good staff. We got good players. We're gonna go down there and win a bunch of games. And we did. My first year, we won 5-5. They hadn't won 5 games in the previous 3 years. You know, second year, we went 6-5. Third year, we start off the season like 0-3. And I'm thinking, wait a minute now, spinning wheels, you know, what's going on? And you know, we had to start winning in the locker room. We had to start getting to class on time. We had to start caring about each other. We had to start caring about taking care of the locker room, taking care of each other in the locker room. Well, we go from 0-3 or 1-4 to playing for the region championship for the first time since 1980, and they hadn't won a region championship since 1959. What did it take to get where we are today? It took, well, you got to have good coaches, you got to have good players, you got to have good administration, you got to have good support, and you got to have good culture in the locker room. Yes, sir, we've won 3 in a row. We came back after, we didn't win it that year, we was runner-up, but we came back and we won it the next 3 years. We made it to the 3rd round of the state playoffs a couple of times. We've had 2 10-win seasons, which school has never had. And you know, that's just the fruit of putting in the work, continuing to work, worrying about the next play, worrying about things that we can control. You know, don't dwell on what just happened. You know, we don't blame people. We go back to work and we try to get it right the next week. And watering the root, we got to keep fertilizing, keep working it. And then by the end of the season, the last few years, we've gotten a lot of fruit. So that's sort of the approach, the culture that we've established that's helped us get to this point in Perry football history. We developed our mission statement around here. It's one team on a mission to greatness. You know, a lot of teams, they want to have that championship at the end of their mission statement. Well, just because if you have that championship at the end of your mission statement and you don't win a region championship, you don't win a state championship, does that mean that you didn't have a good season? You can still have a good season and not win the last game. What is greatness for this team coming up? Last year's greatness for the team was 10-2, winning third region championship in a row. That's the way they define greatness. But we look at it as controlling the things that we can control. We can't, if we focus on winning 13, 14, 15 ball games, we ain't won 1 through 12 yet. You know, we worry about winning the next play, the next rep at practice. We worry about the next rep. We worry about watering the root, getting better. And the wins and the games, then they'll take care of themselves. So to answer your question, we just talk about, hey, we got to be better tomorrow than we were today. Not only as a football team, but we got to be a better person tomorrow than we were today. You know, we brought them down last week and they walked in for the first time and they were like, wow, very gracious, very humble to have a facility like this. And, you know, we're going to start moving our equipment in, and next Wednesday we start our spring practice, and they're excited about getting in here and just having to walk right there to practice. Sometimes being in the other field house, when we had to go down on a grass practice field, we had to walk all the way 2 to 3 blocks to get to practice. So now we're right here, we cross the street and we're at practice if we want to go on the grass. If we want to go out on the turf, we just go out the doors and go out on the turf. So I know they're excited about that, and we're very thankful. And the goal was that they started last summer, hopefully getting in it before the season and maybe halfway, and then the playoffs. Well, you know, with the COVID and getting parts and getting the material and stuff, really put things behind. So then they took their time, they built it, they didn't cut any corners, they did a great job. Like I said, we're getting in it before spring practice. We'll have a trial run before we actually have a football season here. You know, we'll be coming in here at halftime during the games. That'll be something new. So, but ICB did an outstanding job of communicating with us when they got to some areas in the building, if they had questions about what was going here or doors and that kind of thing, and they did an outstanding job. We graduated our quarterback and 10 guys on defense, so we graduated a lot of people. We'll Coach Woody, people, we're going to be young, we're going to start rebuilding again. I said, no. We've already built our program. We've got kids in our program that's been working for 3 and 4 years now. It's next guy up. It's my time. You know, we start spring practice here next week, and I'm anxious to see them out on the field. It's a whole different energy. It's like, it's my time. They bring so much to the weight room. They've grown up.